Hello, everyone. Hello, and welcome to our Saturday show. This is Vampire the Masquerade. I am Wandering DM. Hello and welcome. I'll be playing today Sid Zimmerman, but the Gangrel Detective. But before we begin the game in earnest, I just wanna say thank you to all of our wonderful sponsors. First of all, Magean Press, the makers of fine D&D 5e supplements. You can check them out at store.mageandpress.com, and if you use code WanderingDM, you get 15% off of everything you purchase, including the brand new Dark Matter book. If you like your D&D in space and you like space fantasy, check out Dark Matter. Next up is Found Familiar, the maker and purveyors of fine coffee. I thoroughly enjoy coffee, which reminds me that I don't have a coffee with me right now. But if you enjoy coffee and if you enjoy very good coffee, check out Found Familiar at foundfamiliar.com. You can use code WanderingDM to get 10% off. Oh no, how do I mute this? Mute. No, it doesn't work. Mute. Oh, damn. Everyone's gonna hear the phone. Let me just mute myself for a second.
This is going well so far.
yeah, this is going well. Are there any sponsors that we missed?
Dice Envy. Dice Envy for
Envy.
the nice click clacks with mathy thingies with the rocks.
Yes, math
The
click clacks,
shinies.
which is what I still call them, is math click clacks, which reminds me, I am actually finally, now that my paycheck came through, going to get the set I wanted. Hello, Wood Dice.
All
Hello,
right.
friends.
Well, if you want to, you can use the link down below to get your set, and go on diceenvy.com. I am a Luddite who doesn't know how technology works, and thus have no idea how to shut the phone off. So, oh well. That was all for our sponsors. Let's go around the table, introduce ourselves. Like I said, I am going to be playing Sid Zimmerman, the Gangrel Detective, who recently committed diablerie. We'll see how that goes. We will be missing the other half of the Vemdad. Scott isn't with us today. I think he's in chat. And let's go and meet the rest of the cast. Let's start with Quentin. Who are you?
Yeah, I'm Quentin in real life, on the internet, Twitter, and in chat. I'm Thragon, so just, I don't know, say hi or something sometime. And today I'm going to be playing Herschel Akers, the Nosferatu super adorable gremlin stepson. And if I've learned anything about this game, our consequences or our actions have zero consequences. So I'm sure Diablo will be fine.
We haven't been paying for any of the shit we've done. Next up is Alyssa. Hi, welcome back.
Hi, yes, Alyssa in the real world, but Auden, the Toreador, now newly minted daughter of Cacophony, dealing with all of those powers and having recently bonded with her stepbrother over nailing a vampire to the roof to die by sunlight. That's because that's what siblings do. They commit murder together.
And none of these murderous impulses would be possible if not for a storyteller who lets us indulge in all of our darkest whims and has absolutely no consequences plotted for us. It's Deirdre. Hi.
Well, hey y'all, sorry about that. Welcome back. It's been a while. Been a while for a lot of people. Yeah, absolutely no consequences. I vaguely recall the prince coming to visit you and asking you to do her a favor now that you've, apparently been dicking around in the city for a problem. Maybe that might fall into consequences. Although she did loan Sid out to her good friend Rebecca for, dealing with problem La Sombra recently, where Sid decided to commit diablerie. and literally cut a guy's head off. And but I think the true mark of the slow descent was Alexander's total domination of this last Lasombra, so that you all know what the Sabbat was planning or trying. They're looking for their missing bishop, apparently. And the plot was involving the Inquisition or allowing the Inquisition into the city. But Alex decided to totally dominate this particular Lasombra, so much so that he didn't fight when you dragged him back to your house to stake him to your roof for the sunrise. Also, I believe that Sid may have fallen another step on that path of humanity when he decided to kill a couple yuppies. Very nice couple, walking out by themselves at night, and then left their remains in pieces in a dumpster and brought the dog home.
Yeah.
I forgot we had a dog.
I forgot I did that.
You forgot you did that. Oh, isn't
I
a good
didn't
thing
take
that I
notes
don't.
about the dog. I totally forgot to write down the dog. I remembered everything else.
Yes, the rescue mix of some form of Labrador Whippet and Staffordshire Terrier. For those of you who don't know, a American Staffordshire Terrier is the formal breed name for a pit bull. So he's very small. He's like a little black with black and white foot socks and a very pit bull face and cutie.
So he's kind of a boof, like big meaty boy.
No, not that big. Little bit. I'll show you a picture later. But that is where we're going to pick up, because these are, well, this has been a week, 2 weeks since you dealt with the Lasombra that were bothering Rebecca. You haven't heard back yet from Veronique or Sophia regarding the guest that they have in their possession. And no one has heard from Eckhard Stein either. You have heard through the grapevine, however, that the Justicar pretty much cleaned house at the Tremere Chantry. The former Tremere Primogen is, greeted the dawn, as it were. And there were a number of others. You aren't sure who the current Primogen is. There may be, and you're not sure exactly how much of the Tremere clan is left in New York. But there are a few. Next question becomes, what are you all up to? First of all, I just want to know, from my personal understanding, you've left a guy staked to your roof so he turned into ash and, hopefully burned away, although he didn't all of him burn away, so there was something on your roof. And you still have whatever was left of the dear professor hanging around in the root cellar or coal chute of the basement. Has anyone cleaned up recently?
I sure haven't.
It wasn't cleaning that Auden was doing. It was more, she kind of collected all the ashes and pieces and made a nice little roof sculpture. Threw in some bits of clay and things she had downstairs. So there's this really grotesque statue on the roof that looks kind of like the dog that Sid brought home. So she took a bunch of Instagram photos of it, and it's all from out with the old and with the new kind of, there's some nonsensey, long-winded things she writes about, rising from the ashes and phoenixes, but it's definitely a puppy.
Okay, so then my next question is this on the is this on the street facing side of the roof or the backyard facing side of the roof?
Backyard facing side. Mostly because Alexander asked nicely if it could not be on the street facing side.
He ruins everything.
She definitely like texts Herschel and she's like, "Oh, why has Dad got to ruin the mood?" But she like plays along really nice for Alexander.
Okay, so you've cleaned up that, but there's still the remains hanging out in the basement, I guess. And you're starting to really smell by this point. It's been 3 weeks now. Is really it.
I'll try to explain to Alexander. I'm like, look, if I know anything about dead bodies, eventually they stop stinking.
I don't know. I think it's almost smelling worse than Herschel by now.
No, we're gonna have to get rid of it. I'll do it.
I mean, I wasn't the one who killed him in there.
Oh, did him a favor, more like.
Did we ever figure out who was doing that?
Oh, we think it's the, somehow maybe the La Sombra creating fake vampires. I thought it was Franny at first. We'll see. We'll see what happens now that she's out of the picture.
Well, I mean, if I could find this guy's ghost, I might be able to talk to it.
Oh yeah, I forgot you talk to ghosts now.
I see dead people, humans apparently.
Wow. I open the door to the coal chute. Help yourself.
Do I see him standing there? Oh, yeah, you muted, Deirdre.
Sorry about that, y'all. Could you roll me perception, Nicole?
Oh, perfect. Perception.
Rolled. Oh, yep. 2, 3, 4 successes. You walk in. Even as Sid opens the door for you to look in, you see a figure. Very disorienting because it's not a ghost like you saw with the redheaded woman who hangs around with Alexander, who occasionally glares at you. But this figure is fractured somehow. Like it's not all there. It's swirling wisps. It's like a transmission that's on the fritz and trying to coalesce, sort of. You know that something's there, but you can't quite be on the right frequency with it.
Well, Sid, something's there. I can't exactly make it out though.
But can you talk to it? Does it have a mouth? Does it need a mouth? I don't know how ghosts work.
Mr. Ghost Person, can you hear me? This guy had a name, didn't he?
Yes, he did. You even have the name.
Anthony Stewart Head.
Well, hot professor.
That's what he looked like. He is not. That was not his name.
His name was the Hot Professor.
Mr. Hot Professor, can you hear me? I could kind of see you.
Can you roll me manipulation, occult?
This will probably go well.
Make it 7.
Oh. So that's 2. So 3 successes.
With 3 successes, you get the figure turns towards you. It definitely heard you and kind of seems to be gauging in on you and becomes hyper focused. You still can't make it all out. It's there, and it's you know that its attention is on you, and you know that it heard you, but it doesn't seem to be able to communicate with you. But now it is. You feel the full force of its gaze, its focus. It knows that you can talk to it now, and it wants to talk to you. But it can't yet.
It doesn't look like it can talk to me, Sid. It's almost the other ghosts I've seen have been pretty standard ghostly. This almost seems like it's half here, half not. Like maybe because it was kind of part vampire, part not.
So the vampire part of its soul disappeared to oblivion when we killed him.
Yeah, it was probably like half and half, so like half here and half's not.
If we can't talk to him, would you happen to know how to perform an exorcism?
That's probably a big solid no. This ghost thing's kind of new.
Well,
Just
then.
recently got these points in occult. I don't know.
All right, well, we'll dispose of the body first. Take care of that.
And I look at the mess on the inside of the. It's in the dumbwaiter, isn't it?
It's in the coal chute.
Oh.
It's if you are looking at your map of your townhouse, it is down here in the coal chute behind the utility closet.
Yeah, this looks like a big job. Here's some bleach.
Well, it was lit on fire. So most of the juicy bits are gone. Oh yes, reminder for a content warning for Vampire the Masquerade. We try not to get overly gory in this game, but sometimes it happens. And then Sid fights things. But in this particular case, Sid fought the creature that the professor was turning into in the coal chute and ripped its head off and pulled a electronic device of some sort from its spinal column. And then it started to kind of glow a little bit green, and a couple flashes caught on fire. So it's been burnt, decomposing in your basement for 3 weeks.
We're gonna need a few trash bags.
I'll go get some trash bags. And a broom.
Does Herschel even know where a broom is in this house? Or any type of cleaning supplies?
I'll just be opening like random like cupboards in the kitchen. It's like, nope, not here. Nope, not here. Well, this place is useless. I'll go back downstairs with like a pillowcase. Like, this is all I could find. All this house. No trash bags.
I'll handle it. I'll handle it. And Sid will go get trash bags and stuff that he needs.
So the little mechanical device, what does it look like?
Well, at one point, Alexander threw it at you to ask you to deal with it, but it looks like it had a blinking light, some sort of recording of information, local recording, not transmitting, you think. But you didn't spend a lot of time on it.
No, I sure didn't. Because I was like, Alexander's being mean right now. I'm going to set this off to the side. Is there any way to access it? Is there like a port?
If you
don't want to plug it into my new computer.
After you blew the last one up, or the Swiss did for you. If you play with it enough, you notice that it actually unscrews into two pieces, and there's an internal device that looks like it will plug directly into a USB.
I'm probably gonna regret this, and I'll see what's on it. I'll plug it in.
Would you like to do anything to try and prevent it from blowing up your computer?
Yeah, I most definitely would. I'd probably plug it into like maybe like I'd like to do something, but I'm not sure what I would do.
Okay, but the assumption is that you're plugging it into an external drive, so you can read it, but you don't have to.
You need a dummy computer.
Yeah, Herschel's smarter than I am.
Or the iPad that you have laying around.
Yeah, I'll plug it into the iPad. Let's blow up some Apple products.
Hashtag not sponsored.
Hashtag not sponsored.
But okay. Could you roll me intelligence computers? DC 7.
Okay.
Because you're using a Apple product.
It blows up.
Well, it fries the iPad, definitely, with -2 successes. It fries the iPad. It doesn't look like it fries the drive itself, but it's stuck right now in the iPad. You would have to break the whole thing apart to get it out.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
I have a question. Are you doing this while Sid is cleaning up the remains of the dead body?
Yes.
So Sid, could you roll me perception alertness?
Sure. Difficulty?
Normal.
That's 2 successes and a 10. Oh, yeah, right. Wrong keyboard. That's just 2 successes.
I mean, it's not hard to see as Herschel kind of drops this pad that he's working on and falls backward away from it, and it starts to smoke. This would be the second computer that Herschel has broken up, exploded in the last 3 weeks.
I thought you were like a master hacker or something.
I mean, kind of am. This is plugging in a random USB into a computer always has a certain amount of risk to it. That's why I didn't plug it into the good one.
Did you check if it was the right voltage?
Yeah, Sid, I totally got out my electrical tester and tested the voltage.
Good.
How's that coming over there?
I am elbow deep in remains of Professor.
If I look around the corner at the ghost Deirdre, is it doing anything as he's getting cleaned up?
It doesn't seem to be. It actually isn't paying any attention to Sid whatsoever. It's kind of leaning over you.
God, Jesus. I just awkwardly stare at it for a moment and go, "What do you want me to do?" And blew up the computer.
It opens its mouth and it looks like it's going to talk to you. But as it does so, its mouth moves, but you can't really read what it's saying. And it seems to get frustrated the fact that you don't understand it. So it opens its mouth like it screams very loudly in your face and then kind of phases through you.
And I look at him and say, "No one's more frustrated than me, hot professor. Whatever your name is." And then I kind of like scratch my chin and go, "You know what? Alexander probably has a computer somewhere else." I'll go see if Alexander has a spare computer laying around. I'm sure he does somewhere.
Alexander is upstairs in his floor, and he doesn't seem to be taking guests at the moment. He's been a little... In the past couple of weeks with you, Herschel, and Auden, haven't really seen him. He's been there. He's kind of made his presence known on occasion, but he hasn't been as present. And can you roll me perception empathy? Anyone who wants to can.
Ooh. What's this empathy skill you speak of?
It's a skill. It exists.
Oh.
Well, you're very good at it.
With 4 successes. You definitely read on his... kind of read from his face that he's not necessarily happy about way things have gone, but he's not wanting to talk about it. And he's kind of quasi-avoiding Sid, but at the same time not. That level of parents are fighting, but they don't want the kids to know.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll just kind of take a mental note of it and go, "Well, sorry to bother you. I'll go back downstairs. Sid, I need you to use your $1 million and order me a dummy PC."
Sure.
Perfect. Hit buy now on this Amazon thing.
I click buy now.
Yes.
Sid, have you deposited that check?
Nope.
How much money does Sid usually have in his account?
Dad, why was your card declined? Where's that money at?
I need to go to the bank. All right, let me take care of the professor. I'll go cash in the check.
I'll clean up the dead remains. You could go cash the check.
I need to find a 24-hour bank. That's inexistent. I don't think you can cash in a check at an ATM machine.
Yes, you can.
For $1 million?
For 2.3 million, probably not.
Probably not cash, but probably
Yeah.
deposit.
Might deposit.
Yeah, I can deposit. Okay, I wasn't sure if like it would work if I deposited a cash for like a check. Sorry, for that much money.
I'm
New
sure you're
York,
going to be
There has to
monitored.
be a 24-hour bank somewhere.
There are a couple 24-hour banks. You know of one in particular run by the Ventrue.
Shit. I'll be back.
Sid's going up down to go to the bank. Herschel is going to finish cleaning up the dead remains with
Cleaning.
well, you have a specter watching you. Auden, what are you up to tonight?
Well, not the last few weeks have been weird. Getting used to powers and things. I think one thing that she's definitely done besides like deep diving into what it is that the Daughters of Cacophony is, she's tried to contact a few people that she knows in the Toreadors because now that she's getting a little more of a clear head, she feels like maybe she owes the prince at least an apology, if not like a more... The ability to use the prince as a resource would be nice for this new power. So she is talking to a few people since Alexander's not really coming down. She's just mostly getting some etiquette advice from just like around, like nobody she knows like specifically very well, but people that could like sort of suggest what to say so that she can kind of apologize in the proper etiquette and also not like completely burn this bridge, considering our family's probably screwed. So she's just kind of having that anxiety that comes with sending a very important email sort of thing.
Would you send it by email?
Oh, no. She would have done every single like bit of research to figure out the best way to, like, including asking Rebecca and finding ways to do it so that way she can apologize with correct formality and
Can you roll me charisma etiquette? +1.
Let's
DC
try.
7.
Okay. There you are, etiquette. Where'd you go? There you go. Ooh, 2 successes with 2 10s. And
3 10s.
So
4.
4 successes.
4 successes. You know that the proper etiquettes, as your Toreador friends would tell you, particularly in the various Camarilla cities, means that you should first write a formal letter, then try and make a formal apology in person and get an appointment in person. The letter is more of an introduction to the fact that you want to make an apology. You also know that you should be bringing in a gift of some sort.
Well, it's been a whole journey to get to this point. So the letter is written and drafted and
it's perfect.
edited and ready to go. She's trying. I think where Auden is spending tonight is like thinking of a gift. Like, what do you bring? What do you bring the prince that she doesn't already have that would show respect, but is also like kind of creative? So she's looking at like vintage weapons and things that like are still functional and unique.
I bet she doesn't have a Lasombra claymation doll.
That's her backup. A claymation doll of like various things, but her main focus is first like some kind of weapon or something that would show that like she paid attention to the prince's specific tastes without like presuming anything.
You do know that she was missing playing with the cannon. You did hear her talk about using a chariot as a means of war. You know also that she uses the Metropolitan Museum of Art as the storage facility.
Oh, that was still one of my favorite moments in that whole episode.
So,
a desk cannon. Like it's definitely. I think it would be like one of those things that like she would tweak a little bit, but it would be like absolutely shaped like a cannon, very much look like it would be nothing but a paperweight, but like you could load it and it could fire. It's definitely a weapon, but it looks more like art.
Ah. Do you... Then the next question is, well, with 4 successes, I will definitely say you know how you are to dress to present yourself to the queen, the queen of this city. The prince, as she's usually called by those of Camarilla. Do you intend to go by yourself, or do you wish to bring anyone with you?
I think normally she would want Alexander to go with her, but she's going to elect to either get Rebecca or go alone, just because the boys seem a little busy. Don't want to. This is to get back in good graces, so at least one of us has some like good karma. That way, when we eventually burn it by doing what it is that we do, our coterie has like a little bit of goodwill.
Okay. Do you call in advance or do you just show up?
Call it advance for sure.
You would get a hold of well, here's a question. Do you call the main number? Or do you ask?
Probably would have. I think in her asking around, she would have found the way to get a hold of this, so that way she could sort of.
Well, here's the thing: you do know 2 people. You know one person in particular who has the queen's cell phone number.
Yeah, but I don't want to presume that I'm allowed to use it.
She can be taught. At least one of you has etiquette.
So it's more like trying to. Since Sandor seems to be the best way of like making sure an appointment would get to the prince.
So you're going to call Sandor, not the prince's cell phone.
No.
You do know that there is a seneschal that you could deal with.
That's true.
And you know that Sandor is the queen's bodyguard, not her seneschal.
I think she goes to like type Sandor's number, then she's like, wait a minute. Wait, hold on. And then she just like immediately starts looking up the seneschal and like, it's like, ee. So she's doing this very carefully, but she's also very much, she knows she's probably going to screw it up.
But she's trying, bless her heart.
She's trying so hard. The whole time she's just haunted by 90s ska music because for some reason that's what the voices are doing this week. She's just haunted.
I guess it could be worse.
It could be. You know, every time she drops a pen, though, it's pick it up, pick it up, pick it up.
Yeah, there's that. That never goes away.
Never. On loop and on repeat. So I think she contacts her seneschal. She should consider getting a hold of her primogen, but her primogen has not been the most reliable source of information.
I mean, yeah.
It's the downside of being who we are.
That is true. That is true. It is a thing that you are aware of. Could you roll me just charisma etiquette again, just to see how your conversation with the seneschal goes?
Same difficulty?
Yep.
Oh, no successes.
You don't fail, but in this case, it's not so much about you screwed the conversation, just that the seneschal didn't take your phone call.
Well,
it went to the answering service. Not the answering machine, but the answering service.
Which probably was just like, well, damn. I ain't just going to show up, you know.
Be advised. And
she's gonna, but I am gonna, Auden's immediately gonna text Rebecca and be like, is this, she's like, is there, she's like, am I doing this right? Like, she's just gonna have like that whole like anxiety texting Rebecca. She's like, should I be doing this at all? Is this even worth it? Like, will an apology even fix things? Rebecca, I'm trapped.
It won't make anything worse. It could make things better. You might want to consider that, but there are things that are a little bit busy right now, and you might want to consider who you're talking to.
She's going to text Rebecca back. She's like, this is why Twitter is just the superior medium. And she's going to decide that she's just going to press pause on this, but she's not giving up on this. She will try the Seneschal again. She might even try her Primogen another night, but tonight it will pause.
Yeah. So you push pause on that. You heard Sid, did you tell anyone that you were leaving?
Well, I told Herschel.
Did you tell anyone else?
If I meet up with Alyssa on my way out, yes, I would. But otherwise, I mean, I'm just going to the bank and coming back. Like, it's no big deal. I have a phone, they can call me.
All right. You may have heard Sid leave Auden, but you don't actually know, what he's doing.
That's fine. I think she's as much as she's trying to be a little more like family friendly, so to speak, like more involved in the coteries' lives, she's also still 100% like Auden first, mission driven. Like now that she has to wait to try again with the Seneschal and like trying to think of ways to like actually get her Primogen to, not be a total flake would be nice. So she's gonna pace a little, maybe go downstairs, maybe not.
And I guess the next question I have for Sid, as you are walking towards this bank run by Ventrue, how have you been for the past couple of weeks?
I think Sid has been growing increasingly angry at the whole situation, that, things make very little sense to him and he can't really put the pieces of the puzzle together as fast as he would like. He feels like he's dealing more with a conspiracy than an actual case. And that there are a lot more pieces involved than he was led to believe at the beginning. But he also, like, he's got a goal in mind now, ever since the fight with the Brujah. And he's not single-minded in his pursuit of that goal, but he's maybe for once in his unlife beginning to plot things out more carefully. Which the Diablerie was like one of the steps for that.
Is he concerned that anyone else might notice that Diablerie?
He actually almost wants others to know it. He, in his mind, it marks him as someone that you do not cross. For, like, the consequences are going to be, he can go all the way up to Diablerie if need be. So don't fuck with him.
So you approach this bank. It's not far, actually, from where you all are in Lower Manhattan. A little bit further south, closer to Wall Street. Keep all the money close together. Older building, columns, fluted, white stone. Looks very bank-like very old-fashioned looking. Big gates of brass, and you know the doors are two very heavy double doors, and they don't close. They're never closed. This building is always open. They will always take your money here.
Ventrose. And he goes in.
It's a very old-fashioned bank, so the tellers all have their own little arched windows with little bars across them. If you've ever seen Mary Poppins, picture the bank in that Mr. Banks works for in Mary Poppins, and you can see that there are 3 or 4 tellers. There's a row of about 12 teller windows, but there are only 3 or 4 working at the moment. They're all young Ventrue, younger than you, almost a little bit younger than Herschel or Auden. You know that this is one of their, that Ventrue in the city, this is one of their training locations, for lack of a better term. Can you handle working can you control yourself working with the money here that's coming in and out and not make the clan look bad? Kind of almost their first foray into public appearances after they finish the Agoge.
So I'll approach one of the tellers. The one who looks the most nervous.
A younger gentleman, some sort of mixed race, you can't really be sure what, darker hair, skin, very round glasses, kind of keeps fidgeting with them as he sees you. Does not make eye contact with you at all.
I'm here to deposit a check.
Yeah, yes, sir. Account number?
I don't have an account. I need to open one.
Okay. Here, sir. And he hands you, basic accounting information. Well, at least what you would expect from a vampire accounting. Name, address, clan name, sire, affiliates, other people you want to have access on the account.
Myself alone. But I'll write the rest of the information down.
Interesting. Very interesting. So it takes 5-10 minutes. This Ventrue makes no attempt to cause you any problems. He's almost cowed by your presence. For a Ventrue, he's oddly milquetoast. But it takes you less than 10 minutes to fill out the paperwork. There's no question about the check. You do see his eyes go slightly wide at the name who signed the check, because that's still signed for signed by Lisette Boudreaux.
Mm-hmm.
And you see his hands shake a little bit as he takes it from you. But there's no issue with the deposit. He hands you a deposit. He actually hands you a physical deposit book and a checkbook.
Nice.
Anything else I can do for you, sir?
Nope.
Have a pleasant night.
Good. Oh no, wait, I need a card linked to that account. I mean, he does all the stuff like that he needs so that he can buy stuff online.
Yeah, so he would get, of course, the ATM card, the Visa, check card, whatever.
Hmm.
All of it comes together. It's very easy to do. So it takes you less than 5 minutes. You have everything with the bank book.
Good. Good night.
Good night.
And he's going to leave.
Could you roll me perception alertness as you leave?
Yes. Want to know if people are looking at me. That's 3 successes.
As you turn to leave, you just feel something tingle on the back of your neck, and you like that feeling like somebody's watching you, and you realize that there's a balcony above the main floor of the bank, and there are 2 figures in suits, dark glasses, very close cropped hair, one male, one female, just staring at you.
I mean, I see them, I don't stare at them. But I'll take a mental note of what they look like.
Their features are almost indistinct. They look very... It's obvious that one is male and one is female. They're both very, very, very Nordic looking. Tall, blonde, very white, pale, pasty. Both of them are over 6 feet tall.
Okay. So, like, security detail or something.
Probably. Maybe security, maybe something else, but they are both staring hard at you.
Yeah, take note and I leave.
Do you go straight home, or is there any place else you would like to attend tonight?
No, I'm gonna go straight home.
All right, then. You head straight back home. No one stops you. No one challenges you. The bank is kind of not quite an Elysium, but treated the same way. There's the expectation that everyone will be using it and everyone will be coming and going. No one bothers anyone going to the bank. Everyone needs to have some place to put their money, of course. Can you roll me perception alertness as you get home?
Yeah, sure. Same thing?
Mm-hmm.
That would be 3 successes and a 10. That would be 4 successes.
There is a delivery truck pulling up in front of your house.
I'll wait for the delivery man to come out.
A very frazzled looking DHL agent.
Oh, fuck, it's DHL.
Hashtag not sponsored.
Does he kick my package?
No, he carries a package, and there's a small package that he is carrying, maybe 6 feet by 4 feet or 6 inches by 4 inches by 6 by 4 kind of. Small box and a certified letter. He just kind of looks at you. Are you standing on the stairs or are you waiting?
I'll wait on the stairs for him to come up.
He just kind of nods at you, turns. Zimmerman or Erickson?
Zimmerman.
Cool. Sign.
Done.
hands you both packages. And then leaves. You're probably not his last stop, but he definitely wants to be done and gone.
I'm going to before going inside, I'm going to open the one of the two packages.
Both are labeled to both you and Alex.
Okay.
Interesting calligraphy and almost phrasing on the front of the letter and the package.
What does the letter say?
Well, the letter or the address?
I'll
Like,
start with
before
the
you
address then.
I want to know. Okay. It's addressed to Mr. and Mr. Zimmerman Erickson.
And does it say who it's from?
There is no return address.
Okay.
The letter is sealed. The package is sealed on both ends with actual sealing wax.
Wow. I'll check the letter before going in.
It's a certified letter. It is in Latin.
Fuck. I go in the house and I yell out, Alex!
There doesn't seem to be a response.
Shit. Hey, Herschel.
Yeah.
I got the money in. I can buy your thing now.
Sweet. Press this button.
I'll press the button. While I do that, I need you to do me a favor.
All right.
Can you translate this from Latin to something I speak?
How many words is it, Deirdre?
The document itself,
Yeah.
there are certified letter, 3 paragraphs, and a very large ornate signature with a seal at the bottom.
Okay. Yeah, it shouldn't. It might take a while, but yeah, I'll get right on this.
Nice.
We'll practice selfies later.
It's not practice so much as you're right. Fine.
What are these filters you keep yelling at me about?
I just think it'll get you. Never mind. Just don't use the flower hat one. I don't think it.
What about the dog ears?
Yeah. Unless you've got a very specific taste, which, no shame. I don't know if you want to put that on your profile there.
Okay, well, we'll work on this later.
Yeah.
So I'll go downstairs and I'll start word by word trying to translate Latin to English. I'm sure there's something out there I can.
Yeah,
Probably be
Google
like
Translate.
super broken, but it'll be like, "Hi, Sid. This is someone you know."
You're muted.
Okay. You're going to Google Translate Latin.
Yeah.
This is gonna hurt Deirdre in her soul.
No, I need you to roll me intelligence computers, difficulty 8.
Intelligence.
Don't forget, you can lower things, but not this. I did the math to lower it for you.
You can do it!
All right, here we go. And submit. Okay. Ugh. 2 successes.
With 2 successes, what you get is a very garbled message that you're 20% sure you think might be okay. Well, you get who it's from.
Mm-hmm.
It's from Vienna, but it's signed with a you get a name of God, what is it? Hold on. Checking notes. You get a name of Heinrich
Mm-hmm.
from Vienna. And a formal letter of what you have is a formal letter of congratulations on their grand nuptials, and hope that they may encourage and assist in the future, and we believe that we will be of aid and help for you in the future things that you will do, possibly coming from me and to you in the near time.
Yep, that's what it says, Sid. Word for word. Apparently they don't know Latin that well.
Apparently they think I married someone.
I would try to translate it somewhere else online, but I don't want anyone else to read the letter. Maybe at some point you should talk to Alex.
Yeah.
He seems to be in one of those moods, like when you break his favorite toy or something.
Yeah, it's best to avoid him. I do wonder what the other package is, though.
Let's just open it. What's the worst that could happen?
It blows up in our collective faces.
I mean, it wouldn't be the first time. Maybe we could have one of the ghouls open it.
I'm not risking Dolly's life.
Maybe we could have a random human on the street open it.
I'll take my chances, and I'll break the seal on the package.
Could you do me a favor? Are you just going to break the seals, or are you going to do anything with the
Well,
package
I'm breaking the
first?
seals first.
Okay. You're not worrying about the seals themselves, you're just breaking them.
Yeah.
Cool. Good to know. You break the seals. It's wrapped in kind of very stiff, not brown paper, but that kind of same level of wrapping. It's like there's a brown paper outside, and you break the seals, and on the inside there's another layer of like almost foil pressed wrapping paper. Very slightly iridescent, very very nice looking. It's also sealed on both sides once you get into the inside. Do you keep going?
If I shake it gently, does it make any sounds? Like, does it rattle, or?
You have the cute hearing. It makes a little bit of sound, like there's something very small moving, but not a lot. Like there's almost no movement.
It's almost the size of a book.
Mm.
Well, a very small book.
It's 6 inches long and then 4 inches squared.
Oh, yeah, no, okay. Yeah, no, never mind. Well, let's open it.
So you just rip the paper, rip everything.
Well, I'm
open
careful. I'm careful with the paper.
Okay, you're careful with the paper. You rip it. Do you save any of this, or are you just gonna...
No, I actually want to see if there's anything on the paper, because it's brown paper. I'm assuming there might be some writing on the backside of it.
Roll me perception alertness. Or investigation. What's investigation or perception alertness? Your choice.
Wits investigation. Let's go with that. 5 successes and 2 tens. 6 successes total.
There isn't anything on the backside of this butcher paper. Thank you, Pope. I knew I forgot a word. That is the outside wrapping on between, with the foil layer underneath. There is, however, you can just make out very fine impressions as if this was something had been written on it, but not writing itself.
I'll put it to the side. I'll run a like charcoal pen on it later.
Mm-hmm. So you open this underlayer of wrapping.
Mm-hmm.
It's a box. It's wooden, inlaid, very intricately carved. I know Sid's family is Jewish and you speak Hebrew. What was the other language you speak? Just English?
Yeah.
No, you did serve in the war though, correct?
Yes.
What theater? Europe or Pacific?
That would be Europe.
Then you may have seen something very similar to this. It looks like a Blackwoods German carved jewelry box with intricate inlays on the sides. And if you turn it over, you see that there's a very small winder coming out the backside. Key.
Looks like a music box. Is the key anywhere nearby?
No, well, the key is...
The key is in it.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to open the box.
Careful.
Yeah, carefully.
It's got a small lip that you lift. The inlay is very nicely done. It's 2 tones of dark wood. I don't think Sid knows wood, right? You're not sure what it is. As you open it, you see you see the music tumbler, box tumbler, and there's a velvet lined section underneath. The lid is actually the inside of the lid is a mirror, and inside in the velvet section are 2 rings.
This is strange.
I mean, do you want to put them both on?
No. They're from Vienna. From all I know, it might just be like a cursed ring or something.
Why would they send us a cursed ring?
Must be a normal day in this house.
Yeah.
Should we maybe get it looked at by somebody?
Rebecca.
I was...
I said, take it to Rebecca.
Yeah.
She knows everything.
She does know everything.
And lets me see dead people.
It sounds like that's not necessarily a plus, though.
I mean... Is the ghost still hovering around me?
Which one?
The dead professor, hot professor.
Dead professor, no. You don't see him right now.
Okay. Is there another one hovering around me?
Roll me perception occult.
Oh, God. 0 successes.
You don't see nothing.
Sweet. Yeah, I I guess we should go to Rebecca, or do you just want to go and I'll stay here in case Jessica rips my head off?
Well, you might as well try to. Oh no, wait, we have to wait for the delivery of that stupid new
Yeah,
computer.
you got yet another computer? You're just like collecting them. Did you break one?
I mean, I kind of broke one. Well, I didn't break it. This little drive did.
Huh.
Yeah, totally not my fault.
All right, I'll go see Rebecca. Whoever wants to come with, come along.
I'd never mind a trip to Rebecca's. I'll join you.
I'll definitely go.
All right. I will give Rebecca a call.
It rings twice, and then you kind of hear her answer. It's slightly distant, like she's put it on speakerphone and she's standing away from it. It's like, "Hey, Sid, what's up?"
Hey, Becky, I wanted to know if you had some time tonight. I got a present that I have bad feelings about.
I mean, I'm all about that, and I totally am not doing anything. Hold on a sec. And you hear this kind of loud squelching noise. Sorry, just cleaning some stuff up. You can totally come by whenever. Who else is calling?
Auden might be coming with me.
Hi, Rebecca.
Hi, Auden. How are you doing? Is everything okay?
Yes, I think. Maybe. I guess we'll see what these presents are, but, you know.
I love presents. You know that nobody brings me presents anymore? It's almost sad.
I mean, we can bring you Herschel, but that's not much of a gift.
I don't think that counts as a present.
No. We can figure something out, I'm sure.
Well, I mean, not you. You don't have to bring me presents. You're nice.
Aw.
And you cleaned up that little mess in front of the front door before. That was nice.
We did
Anyways,
what we could.
No, I appreciate it. Although, like, you could have done something else with the head. It was kind of like sitting out there for a while. Don't worry, I took care of it.
It's fine. We'll take the heads next time.
It's you don't want to leave this kind of litter on the side of the road. You don't want to litter. You know? It's our city. We should take care of it.
I was a Cat Planet kid. I remember all that. You'd think I would have remembered that.
Mm-hmm. Anyways, I will see you when I see you, Sid. Have fun.
All right.
And don't piss off the door. Bye. And the phone hangs up.
Maybe we should bring her the letter too.
Yeah, she might have a better translation of it.
I thought your translation was perfect and the letter was garbled as is.
I mean, it probably is, but, you know, even vampires make mistakes.
Before we leave, though, I would like to take the butcher paper and run a pencil on it to try to see what was written.
Mm-hmm. Could you roll me Wits Investigation?
Yes.
Or Streetwise, your choice.
Investigation. By far, investigation. 4 successes and a 10. 4 successes.
With 4 successes, it doesn't take long. You do see that there is a lot of writing on the inside of this butcher paper. Like something had been, it was underneath something and they had writing out. It looks like schematics, designs, something mechanical, small. There are notations in it in German. But
strange. Well, I'll bring it with me. I'll carefully fold it.
Okay.
And bring the letter, the box, and that to Rebecca.
So you and Auden are going to see Rebecca. Herschel, what are you doing?
I'm gonna try to talk to the weird ghosty guy again. I don't know what I'm gonna do. On the wall, I'm gonna get a marker and draw like A, B, C, D, E, F, like the whole alphabet. Like, all right, we're gonna do this the slow way. What do you
Are
want?
you straight up Stranger Thingsing the wall right now?
Yes.
Jesus.
Which wall are you doing this to? Out of curiosity.
Downstairs in my storage space, so probably this one over here.
Okay, so you're doing it in the basement. Is the
Gosh,
important question.
I should do it somewhere else, but I won't. I know Alexander's mad at me or somebody, so I don't want to get more bad stuff happening.
Okay.
If you ask Auden nicely, she would have left you like giant poster board that you could have done this on, and art supplies. Like,
Oh no, this is way better.
This will be very, very entertaining. I am all for this. Okay, so you're going to try and talk to the ghost.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on, I have to roll something.
The ghost gets fed up with Herschel and just leaves.
The ghost understands what you are trying to do and begins to start rapidly typing letters.
No. Slow down.
It
Slow.
takes a while.
Mm-hmm.
But you get a basic phrase that the ghost of Professor Stevens is asking for. He keeps asking, why are you messing with my neck?
What?
And he gets frustrated. He keeps repeating this phrase. And then when you ask what, the ghost goes over and like hovers, gestures, points repeatedly at the USB that you have.
So, hot professor, we think somebody was trying to turn you into a vampire. In your pile of charred goo, we found this, which was probably in or on your body, and we're trying to figure out what it is. Does that make sense? Vampires are real.
He took it from me. Give it back.
Who took it from you?
Sid.
What could you do with it?
It's mine. Give it back.
I think I need an adult here. So, I understand that it's yours. All right, possession's super cool. But what about it do you want off of it?
It's mine. Give it back.
All right. What happens if I don't give it back?
It reaches out and tries to grab
Yeah, like I don't think you can have it back. You're a ghost, right? You're dead.
It's mine. Give it back. Give me back mine. It's mine. Give it back. It's mine. Give it back.
God, you're crazy. What's on it?
It's mine. 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 And it just starts flickering off and on. And you see this ghost start to distort and twitch and twist, almost like the from the original Ghostbusters, the librarian going from the nice little book lady to the scary motherfucker that she is. And it flies out through the mechanical closet, and you see a short go off, and the lights flicker.
I'm just gonna power down the PC. um, look, friend. So I'll just like look around the room. We need to see what's on this. I don't know how to give it back to you, even if I could. I'd really like to find out what happened to you.
You don't get an answer. It doesn't seem like it's there right now.
You're really frustrating. Is this what it's like dealing with me? Just
I think on that comment, we're going to take the break for the afternoon because, Herschel's becoming self-aware. I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing.
All right, everyone. We'll be back in about 5 to 10 minutes. Stick around. There's more vampire shenanigans coming. Hello, everyone. We are back. So where were we?
Herschel's becoming self-aware with his frustration with an undead entity that's haunting him.
Yes.
And Sid, you and Auden were heading over to see Rebecca.
Yep.
So, let's check in then with Sid and Auden as you make your way across town.
We go by like public transit, I guess.
I mean, you walk.
Oh yeah, right. Because
It's
it's
not
super
that
close.
far to go.
Yeah.
So we just walk, and I don't know, Sid, how you doing?
Same old, I guess.
I haven't really seen much of Alexander around. Is everything okay?
Oh, when he's pissy like that, it's best to just leave him alone.
Well, this has been very eventful. I wonder what your new present's gonna be.
Oh, well, I don't know. A pair of rings, apparently.
So you didn't tell me about your wedding registry. I would have gotten you something nice. I mean, I have a little bit of money.
I'm not
Suppose I
married.
could- Aren't you though? Aren't you though?
No.
On makes a mental note, like Sid's denying it, but we all know it's true.
We've been living together for like 40 years.
You know, in some states that counts as common law marriage.
Yeah, if you want to call it that.
It's just, Herschel and I don't like when daddies are fighting.
Not fighting. And also, don't refer to me as daddy. That's just weird.
Oh no, believe me, it was weird for me too. Although I gotta wonder what Vienna wants from us.
Well, you probably heard about what happened to Franny.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Put one and one together. I assume we're in trouble.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping that wouldn't be the case, but it really wouldn't be us if we weren't in like a lot of trouble all the time.
Yeah, seems like these past couple of weeks have been very eventful.
Yeah, I gotta say, as she's kind of drifting off, it's all like weird music, kind of like, hey, look, things are weird. Here's some nostalgia music for when things weren't as weird.
You okay there?
Yeah. Yeah.
You drifted off.
Oh, are we there yet?
Yeah, we are. Look, it's right here.
And the door. And door that she loves so much.
Well, remember how last time, instead of, just a normal storefront and brick apartment building, there was a 7-story, for lack of a better term, tower with the giant wrought iron gate in front of it?
Yep, I do.
That's what you see again. Although it kind of hazes in front of you.
Well, and Auden's just gonna like text Rebecca and be like, "Do we have to do anything special to get inside, or can you just let us in?"
You take a second and you hear a whistle. It's not hard. You don't have to listen. You just kind of hear. And you look up and she is standing at the top of this tower. She kind of waves at you, and you see this wrought iron portcullis rise.
Yeah, Auden definitely like waves back when she sees her.
This is definitely not strange. I hope nobody else sees this.
Auden's just kind of gonna look around and shrug and go inside.
I follow.
It is, you're used to walking into her storefront. This isn't that. This isn't even the back room of her storefront. This is a tower with a stair of stone that goes all the way up. There are ivies and mosses and giant spider plants hanging from pretty much everywhere. Hooks and beams, dried herbs that you can see. But the only way to go is up.
Auden definitely makes a mental note to come back to like ask Rebecca if she can come like just sketch in here because it's really pretty. Could definitely be a fun aesthetic, but she's just marching up the stairs.
I'm following up the stairs, making a mental note that Rebecca has redecorated. I have to let her know.
You get up the stairs and you are... It takes a while. I mean, it's 7 flights of stairs, but it takes longer than you're expecting. Yet,
Do they move by
time,
themselves?
No, they do not move by themselves.
Damn it.
You're getting a workout at the 7th floor walk up. Welcome to New York. It's not like you guys have to breathe. It's fine.
No, we don't. But like, even I'm just like, me, the human, is like, Auden character is just like, whatever. Maybe these aren't the best shoes.
Maybe. There's stone steps and they kind of go around the tower on the outside. So there's a big center empty pit almost in the middle. You can notice that a large number of these cross beams are coming out. They don't go all the way across. They just kind of stop midway, and you see a number of these plant life just kind of hanging there. You climb these stairs. It's quiet and almost silent. Like, you take a second and you realize you can't hear the city outside. And you're used to hearing that. You all lived in New York. You know that it doesn't matter time, day, something's going on. You know, there's a traffic, there's somebody yelling in the street, there's something making a sound. You can't hear any of that as you climb these stairs. And you get to the top. It just kind of opens up into this large open area. Maybe 20 feet in diameter. And there is another floor above, but Rebecca is seated kind of in a chair. There's some other chairs around. They're big, kind of squishy leather armchairs, kind of comfy looking. They still look like the aesthetic. Everything you've come up has been so very strange and different, but you come up into this space and it's like, yeah, okay, this is somebody's living room. This is somebody actually lives here. They're comfortable here. You see a small, low coffee table in front, but there are like 4 or 5 chairs kind of grouped together, and Rebecca kind of waves at you all.
Not like what you've done with the place.
I mean, I just... after recent events, I felt a need to be a little bit more forceful in my expression.
It's very quiet. Of course,
yeah,
in Auden's head, it's definitely not quiet, but it's a new sound.
Yeah, I decided I didn't really want to listen to the city right now, so I'm not.
Wish I could do that at home.
I mean, I could. It would take me like 7 days, and it's like a whole lot of time and money.
That's a thought, but you know what would be more important for us is not so much the sound of the city, but a door that actually locks and keeps people out.
Yeah,
It'd
that
be
would
nice
be a
if
good
our
start.
home security was good, but that's neither here nor there. Rebecca, I'm afraid somebody got Sid and Alex a wedding gift, and
Wait, they finally got married and they didn't invite me?
they didn't
No,
invite any of us.
we
Oh
did
my
not.
god, Sid! Really?
No. No, we did not get married.
Auden's like nodding in the background, like, yeah, you are.
Someone in Vienna sent me a letter in rings, and apparently the letter, while it's in Latin, talks about marriage.
Okay, so somebody sent you a wedding gift for a wedding that I wasn't invited to, is what I'm hearing.
You weren't invited to it because there was never a wedding. Never has been, never will be.
No, they just lived together for 40 years, and then somebody sends them a present and then doesn't tell the rest of us, so we can't even get them anything nice.
I mean,
I was
I'm sure
thinking
if I like put some
married.
effort into it, I could do something really nice.
I
Not
was-
married.
I guess I won't get that stand mixer then.
Oh, did you want the KitchenAid? Did you want the artisan or the 550?
Oh, we're just probably just the artisan for these boys, but you know how it goes.
Oh.
Anyway,
Also, we don't need a robot culinary mixer or whatever it is.
I eat though. Anyway,
And everybody needs an artisan stand mixer. Everybody needs a good KitchenAid in their life. Just saying.
just think of what you could do the next time you cut someone up and
And bake them into a cake.
Well, no, I mean they
Could
have a
be
really good.
variety.
No, the sausage maker is really good.
see.
Not speaking from experience.
Auden's making like a hardcore mental note. Also, one of those like she's gonna tell Herschel about it, not because she thinks Herschel will like it, but because she thinks it's funny.
All right. Look. Can you, and I hand her over the letter. Can you tell me what this says?
She goes and holds her hand out like she's going to take it.
Mhm.
And the minute she touches it, she drops it. It falls, lets it fall immediately on the table.
Something wrong?
Somebody doesn't like me. That's mean.
What do you mean?
I'm not allowed to touch it.
Nah.
Oh. Can
But
Auden touch it? I
I'll,
guess
I'll
we never figured that out.
yeah, I'll hand it to Auden.
Auden, you don't have any problems holding this.
Is this a kindred only thing?
Or maybe they just don't like me. That wouldn't be the first time. Not everybody seems to like me, which I think is really sad.
I think it's just a bad, incorrect thing, you know? Bad take.
Yeah.
If you put it down, I might be able to read it though.
Yeah, or I
just
can read it
difficult.
aloud. I might butcher it though.
Yeah, no, I don't invoke no reading of things you don't know what they are.
I'll
Rule number 1, never read out loud anything you don't know exactly what it means. Very important rule.
Nah, I forgot there might be a spell on it. Yeah, here. And I'll lay it out on the coffee table.
Congratulations on your nuptials. We are pleased to hear that you and that you, Mr. Erickson Zimmerman, and Mr. Zimmerman Erickson are now joined for, I think they meant all time, but it might be just you don't trust the Germans to actually spell things in Latin correctly, but whatever.
Why are the Germans spelling in Latin in the first place?
They like to pretend, people of a certain age like to pretend that they're erudite and everything, and then they use like Latin as their means of communication because that was the for a standard period of time the language that all scholars spoke, but they kind of messed it up, and the Germans have issues.
Yeah.
Oh. They could have also just written in English. That would have been preferable.
I don't think he would.
He?
Yeah, it's signed at the bottom.
Yeah, who's it from?
Heinrich Schliemer.
Does the name ring a bell?
You can roll me intelligence academics or what's the other one?
Curious what the other one is.
Yeah, I'm trying. Intelligence academics or intelligence politics.
I'm gonna roll politics because I actually have a dot in that as opposed to academics.
Yeah, I'll go with academics. What's the difficulty?
6.
That would be just 1 success for me.
2 successes for Auden.
Auden, the name seems oddly familiar because you've heard it before. You know it's German. You know it's old, and you vaguely recall Alexander talking about different power structures and how power structures are different in Europe than they are here. There are a lot more, even things that are taken for granted in a Camarilla city. New York is a little bit lax on some things, and how places like Vienna or Munich or Berlin and the old country are really not. You know that the name is old, powerful, tied to Vienna. You can't quite place what they are, but you know that they're tied to the politics of the city. Sid, with only 1 success, you know you've heard the name before. You know it's from Vienna. You know it's old. And you've also know, based on recent research you've been doing, that it was tied to some of that research you were doing with Suleiman.
Okay, so definitely someone who knows what we're doing.
I mean,
yeah, and he seems to have wanted to give you a gift for your bonding, I guess.
Yeah, there's a bear ring in the music box.
Oh, he sent you like a real gift? Can I see?
Yeah, that was part of the reason why we came. And I'll show her the box.
Ooh, this is nice. Real, original. Turn of the century. Well, turn of the last century, I should say. Victorian, late Victorian. Before the wars caused problems. Do you want to open it for me? Because,
Yeah, I'll lift the lip on it and open it.
And inside again, you have the music box tumbler section, and you have the lined with velvet. It's a green velvet, so the silver-ish looking rings are very obvious against it. She leans over, and you can kind of just hear a soft muttering, not any language any of you have ever heard. Nothing that makes sense.
sounds old is what I'm thinking. Old as hell.
If you and Alex aren't married, maybe be careful when you put these on.
So, is this what's going to be what finally does them in? They're finally going to stop dragging their feet. This is what gets them married.
We're. I'm not putting that ring on.
I'd vote for that option.
Huh.
I mean, it's not cursed per se. It's just not necessarily something that you want to engage in at the moment. Although Heinrich sending you gifts is kind of mean. Do we know what he plays?
What do you mean, plays?
It's a music box. What does it play?
Oh, I haven't. Remember, I have a thing with music, so.
You have a
there's
thing
that.
with music. Auden's just gonna like kind of look at it. Be like, can I just try it?
Sure, go ahead.
This is definitely gonna be cursed, but we're gonna do it anyway. So Auden's gonna wind it and see what it is.
Auden, can you roll me a perception alertness or perception investigation? Let's go with that.
Do normal difficulty?
Yep.
I don't think I get anything special for this, so we'll just 2 successes.
You start humming along, and takes a second because it has to change. It takes you a moment to change the perception of understanding of the music that you're hearing coming from the music box versus the music that you hear from everything else, right?
Yeah.
And it takes you 5, 10 measures before you start humming along, and you recognize Wagner. Particularly the Gotterdammerung. I probably mispronounced it, but I don't speak German, so.
Well,
The Twilight of the Gods. The overture piece thereof.
somebody thinks you like opera, I guess. Or somebody's being very pointed about the fact that you're a Jew by picking Wagner.
Well, I mean, I don't dislike the sound of it, but I don't really have nothing that I can link to Wagner off the top of my head like that.
I mean, it is kind of like déclassé to send that to you. It's a little. I mean, not the best thing.
No, well, by the title alone, I could construe it as a threat.
Well, the title isn't about the bigger thing. It's about, well, I mean, Auden, does he really not pay attention to these things?
Sid,
What?
what do you know about Wagner?
Guy who wrote the Rite of the Valkyrie?
You know, he was also like, he was so racist that in a time when everybody else was like pretty racist all the time, they were like, that Wagner guy's kind of racist, huh? He's like the proto-Nazi.
No. Well, fuck him and his music then.
Somebody knows you and wants to send a message.
Well, message received.
And this particular opera is complicated.
Lord of the Rings can take some has taken some inspiration from this story, but it's also pretty anti-Semitic.
And it's the end of the piece. So, you know,
Twilight of Twilight.
it has to do with Siegfried's funeral.
Like I said, probably a threat. Most
Almost
definitely a threat.
definitely. What do we do with it is the question.
I have no idea at the moment. It's all you. This is your present. And Heinrich's, I mean, like, I haven't seen him for a while, but he's still an ass. Pretty much everybody in Indiana is an ass. At least that's my assumption.
Hmm.
Do you think that Tremere can magically perceive things through the rings or something?
Heinrich's not Tremere.
What is Heinrich?
He's a gangrel.
Oh,
Thought you knew it. Did you not meet him?
Not that I remember. Might have.
Oh.
Remember Giant Hole.
Yeah. By the way, when are you going to bring me a certain person that neither of us like so I can fix that problem for you?
It's next on my to-do list.
Can we move it up higher?
It's next on my to-do list. It's that I
Okay,
have.
good.
Stein is. Yeah. His.
Fine.
Well, I don't know what to do with this box.
I mean, it's your rules. What would you do if you were given a gift like this that's apparently not, well, kind of an insult, but isn't really an insult? Can you get rid of it? Although I don't think you want to get rid of it. So you might want to ask Alex. Because, you know, it is addressed to both of you.
Yeah, I'm gonna need to wait until he stops pouting.
Why is he pouting? Why
I
do you
don't
think he's
know.
pouting?
they're fighting for some reason, but they won't admit that they're fighting.
But we're not fighting, otherwise I would know. Because
Have
I'd
you
be
done
fighting.
anything recently?
I let the kids nail a guy to the roof.
Auden starts just giggling, trying to cover it, but she's giggling. She's very, very proud of that dumb thing.
Who did you nail to the roof?
Those people that, you know, one of the folks that were trying to get you.
Oh, the asshole with Sombra.
Yeah, I mean,
Like, I don't know that he would be upset about that.
I don't know. I guess Herschel was gonna commit diablerie, but then he didn't because we nailed him to the roof. So
Wait, who's committing diablerie? Why are we committing diablerie? That's not a good thing.
I don't know. Herschel thought it was a good idea, I guess.
Why would Herschel think it was a good idea? Who ever put that idea into Herschel's head?
That'd be me.
Sid, what the hell are you doing?
Well, they sort of deserved it.
Wait, does that mean that you actually diablerized somebody?
Yeah, I had to try it at some point.
No, you didn't. You don't ever need to. That's kind of why it's against the rules. Like, big rules.
Yeah.
Don't, yeah, me.
I was never one to follow the rules.
Yeah, I know, and that's what happens. And look, you ended up in this situation. Honest to God. Just don't. Please don't. You know? And she pulls that very classic mother, particularly Jewish or Italian, looking to God for guidance.
While they're arguing, can I use an Auspex power that I haven't really used yet, but I kind of want to use it on the music box and see if we can figure out anything else.
Cool.
I want to use the Spirit's Touch and see if there's anything that I can kind of divine about what Heinrich might have wanted.
Okay. Remind me what the rules on that one are.
I'm about to pull it up and double check it. I just
Thank you.
wanted to try it.
No, it's entirely fine. I just don't have all of them memorized.
I know, I never have any of them memorized when I need them. Rules. What are those? Shoot. All right. Well, I'll let you two have your argument while I go find it.
Well, yeah, find that for me. And Sid, Rebecca is not angry. She's just disappointed.
Oh.
And she honestly, like, her entire attitude as she's telling you, asking you, what the hell were you thinking? Is more you would almost be surprised at at her shock at this. Not the shock that you committed diablerie, but your lack of control, and that she's you know, that she knows you better. That there's something about her, about you, that she knows that seems to cause her more problems with that concept. Okay, so you're rolling me then perception, empathy?
Yep. Just took me a second to find it. I had it bookmarked and then I clicked the wrong bookmark, so I had to like go back through all of them. And then I think I get the...
Sid, honestly, don't, no more, don't.
All right, 3 successes on the spirit touch.
Cool. You get 3 successes. You are going to get some information from this. You're going to get the fact that there doesn't seem to be any impressions from whoever sent you this box. But this box is old. It is antique, and you do get some impressions from it. They're not impressions that you like.
I think Otten's gonna just sort of...
They're impressions of people who owned this before that were very obviously active assholes during World War II. Humans, mortals, you don't get any impression of any sort of kindred impression. You're not sure how it came to be in Heinrich Schlemmer's hands. You're not sure how it came, how it got sent to Sid beyond the basic, there was a deal. There was nothing, there's no current impressions on it, almost like who probably wore gloves. But the impressions of the people who owned this mortals, they probably would have been considered Nazis or members of the Nazi party, but it's older than that. Very big fans of Wagner, very believers in German superiority, but it's older than the war itself. So assholes during the late 19th century.
Well, some Nazis trying to make a point.
I mean, I don't know that we can actually call Heinrich a Nazi.
Well, right now he's sure as hell acting like one.
I mean, he can act like one. I'm just very particular about who I call that because, It is a very particular term of insult, and I like to use it for people who use it, most particularly. But, Heinrich being a dick is not a surprise.
Whatever it is.
He
he's
was friends with
definitely trying to get
Otto.
you. Otto.
These
Germans.
Otto rings a bell.
Yeah. The Chancellor.
Yes, of Germany.
Mhm.
Sorry.
Yeah, Heinrich was friends with him. I mean, if you're calling Bismarck a friend, are you really anything other than an asshole?
No,
Also fair. Something.
probably a
I don't-
bigger stain on the gangrels than I am.
These rings are probably your bigger concern than this box.
Yeah, I'm not touching well, let's let me phrase that. Unless you're in a committed relationship and you want to be in that committed relationship long term, or you have a really unhealthy relationship with your sire, I wouldn't touch those.
I wouldn't touch them regardless of what relationships I have.
Also true. Just don't touch anything.
Maybe put them in the box and just. We'll have to find some time to talk to Alexander, I think.
Yeah. Thank you.
This ain't good. This is not good at all.
No.
The only good news is that people turned down the idea of letting Otto hang around. God, was he an ass. So glad that I don't have to deal with him anymore.
Yeah. Von Bismarck can ditch it. So, I think that's all we've got for now.
All right, then. If that's all you needed me for was to tell you how things are, what they work with.
Yeah, next time we meet, I'll probably have Stein with me.
Okay, good. Because, I have this whole plan. And can you kind of make sure that he's mostly aware when you bring him? And don't Diablerize him.
No, I'm not. No, not drinking from the sire.
Okay.
Okay.
We've learned that's bad.
No. Don't do that. And B, really don't do that. And C, I need his blood in him. It's kind of important.
Can't promise he's not gonna bleed a bit before I bring him.
But I need him, most of it. And I don't want to heal him when he gets here.
Well, I'm gonna try the old-fashioned stake through the heart thing.
It's such a mess when I have to pull it out.
Beggars can be choosers.
I'm sure. Whatever.
I need to hurt him.
Well, duh. Kind of looking forward to it, actually.
Oh boy.
Can you roll me perception alertness, Sid?
Uh-oh. Something's happening. Is it, auditory?
No. You
All right.
you still can't hear anything outside of
Okay. Difficulty?
6.
3 successes and a 10. 3 successes.
When she says that, you see just kind of this cross her face of this anger, and it's old, like that level of anger that you've had at someone for years, decades even, and you've been holding on to it for a while, waiting. And you just see that kind of smirk go across her face, and as it does, you see her image flicker for a second, for half a second. And you again get that impression of dark green hair and teeth that are just not fangs, but just that littlest bit sharper than they should be.
Careful, your visage is fallen.
What? What do you mean? Like, don't I
You,
look perfect?
for a moment, you got so pissed off that you didn't look human.
Fine. I mean, it's not like you don't know.
That you're not
No.
human. I had my suspicion.
You could kind of tell when you. Never mind.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Sid, I think we knew already. Cat's out of the
Was-
bag on that one.
Sid, I don't think did Sid see when she started healing in your room? I don't think so.
Yes, because
would've
Auden,
probably.
Auden went to get you and Alexander and ask what the hell is she supposed to do. She was asked to sleep upstairs in Alexander's room because there was the.
There's a giant plant, and it felt like it needed privacy.
Okay. So then, in that case, because I
And-
couldn't remember, because I remember seeing her in the container.
Mhm.
So, like, hence why I had my suspicions. I didn't remember
And then
if, like, I saw her on
when
the
you
wall.
drank from the vials that she left.
Oh,
Those were
yeah.
very
I just
obviously
don't know
not
exactly
human or-
what she is, though.
No, you don't.
But you don't have to hide. Well, not with us anymore. We kind of saw you do the whole heebie-jeebie in Auden's room.
Well, there's also, she sort of gestures vaguely. The powers.
I mean, they're just like spells. They're fun.
Yeah,
Just-
rewriting reality and all that shit.
Not all of them. I can't rewrite reality. I can just make people think I can.
Which,
I can mess with physics. But break reality, no.
So are we actually standing in a shitty 3.5 apartment somewhere in New York?
No, this is what this building has looked like since I had it built.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
didn't build this.
Hmm.
as much fun as that would be to divine more of these mysteries, I think we should take our leaves then.
Mm-hmm.
It's still. Oh, yeah. We'll have a long chat at some point, Rebecca.
Sure, whenever.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I chat with a lot of people. You can join my weekly tea club. It's fun.
I
Or
don't
coffee clutch.
drink tea or coffee.
I'm sure we can find you something appropriate to drink. There are plenty of things.
Sure. Why not? I need
I
to go
mean,
out of
I
the
get-
house more.
Yeah, and I listen. I know so many people who come to talk to me. It's great. There's much kvetching going on.
I figure Sid knows what that word means, but Simon does not.
Kvetching is complaining, bitching
Figured. Okay.
kind of thing. What you do when you get together over like coffee and
Mm-hmm.
whatever. But she will let you take your leave. She does ask you to take that letter with you because
Mm-hmm.
Auden's just gonna stick the rings and the letter like in the music box and call it a day. At least it's all together. Sid, shall we wander home?
Yeah. Thank you, Becky.
mm-hmm. Don't break anything. Or if you do, make sure it's fun.
Always.
Now that we can say.
All right. Bye.
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 She doesn't get up. She waves at you. The trip down the stairs is uneventful. It's the same. You walk out the door, and as you do, you feel this brush of cold air kind of go over you. It's September now. It's still warm, but it's a little cooler at night. And as you're walking back, you hear the bells chime. The bells on a small church right off of Canal Street. Because tomorrow night is the first night of San Gennaro. And you know that the festival will bring thousands of people to this, millions of people to this area of New York.
Yay, food.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess.
Something's eating at you.
It's just, I don't know. The bells just, I don't know, they remind me of home a little bit, but not like home. Like obviously the townhouse is home, but like being a little kid again, kind of home. It's weird. I don't know. It just feels like everything's off, just a little bit.
Being dead tends to do that to you.
Yeah, certainly been eventful in life. I don't know. Something about this box just isn't sitting right with me.
Same.
Who knows? Well, I guess we'll go home and see if Herschel blew up another computer.
Yeah, I'd really like to know what was in the head of Hot Professor.
He was very hot, I gotta say.
That's
So I guess
bad
we're
we
just
couldn't
heading
save
home.
him. Yep.
Yeah. I just imagine that they talk about Hot Professor like the whole way home.
I have this interesting perspective question. Does Auden, how does Auden feel about Sid not being able to save him?
I don't think she's really actually thought about it that much. Not because like it's not been a point of concern or question, but just like she does. There's it all just sort of happened, and at this point, there's like nothing to really think about. I mean, like the professor and Auden got along. It was just we couldn't save him. That's the truth of it. I don't think she gives it too much thought because she doesn't want to like explore those avenues necessarily. If she was more empathetic of a person, she might like.
But she's not, so she doesn't.
She's not. She might like try to comfort Sid, but she's not that kind of person.
Oh, Sid isn't in like he isn't saddened by like the professor's death. It's like an asset that broke. It's a shame.
So
but
it's
you
not
have
so bad that Aud's not empathetic at all.
you have to remember that, Sid's humanity has gone down the drain.
That's right.
He doesn't he is slowly changing the way he sees the world.
Maybe that's more Auden's concern though, because as lacking in empathy as she can be, she still cares about the family. I mean, there's not much to say, but it's like kind of like a curiosity. How is Sid going to change?
Okay. Good to know. Good to know. Herschel, what you been up to?
I've I probably wondered to like where the ghost went for like, I don't know, like 3 minutes. I'm like, well, he'll probably come back at some point. Then I look at the letters that I drew on the wall and go, I could probably stay there for a while. I'll probably, I'll get on ShrekNet and try to. The thing that the USB was in, does it look like it's fairly like a unique thing, or?
Yeah, it definitely is unique. It looks custom made.
Mm-hmm.
They did not order parts of this off of the Amazon or something.
Mm-hmm. I guess I'll just like take a photo of it and just be like, does anybody encountered this before, or like anything like identifiable about it that might know where it came from, or yeah, just questions like that.
Yep. Can you roll me intelligence computers DC 7?
Intelligence. 4 successes.
It doesn't. This is less about success or failure. It's about how long it takes somebody else online to notice you, and notice your posts and make an intelligence. The people that you are contacting on ShrekNet, a couple of them have seen something very similar before, but they've only seen images of it. They've never seen a physical one. So a lot of people are very interested. A lot of the Nosferatu in this, that you're communicating with are very interested in getting your information about it. What is it? What does it do? I've seen pictures of it online. I've seen it tied to certain issues that happened in LA in 62. What about what happened in Chicago in 73? I saw remains of it there. What does it look? What does it do?
My replies are mostly going to be, that's what I'm trying to figure out. And it fried one computer already. I guess I'll just keep trying.
You get a lot of commiseration for that. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. Rest in peace.
Okay. There lots of people commiserating with you about the
Yeah, so the biggest takeaway is that this it has been seen elsewhere on like other events. All right. I guess I'll just kind of wait for Auden and Sid to come home, and then I'll try to explain them about the ghost and stuff.
Okay. It doesn't take them long to get back. Do you make any stops on your way back, guys? Y'all?
No, I think we just head home.
I think we head straight, yeah.
All right. So maybe while you're waiting around, it takes a little while, but eventually they'll get back to you. They come home. What do Auden and Sid, what are your moods? Sorry.
Pretty mellow considering the round of ska music haunting me.
Well, I guess ska is better than Wagner in this case.
I am. Oh, yeah.
I think that's part of the thing, is that she's forcing ska back into her head because the Wagner is really kind of being a bummer.
Sid's looking around, making sure they're not followed.
You want to roll me that perception alertness?
Yep. I want to make sure that, I painted a giant target on my back, and Sid's thinking about the words of Rebecca. 2 successes and a 10. 2 successes total.
Something smells off.
Shit.
You don't know what, but just something doesn't smell right.
Auden, can you smell that?
I mean, kinda. What's wrong?
I don't know. Something's off.
It doesn't smell like salt water. It doesn't smell like Long Island Sound in the summer. You know, that overheated amount of seaweed that it becomes. The just stench that it is. It doesn't smell like trash or any of the food from the city. It doesn't smell like any of the subway. It doesn't smell like any of the unwashed masses of humanity that go through the city every day. It doesn't smell like blood or vitae. Smells.
Does it smell like a Justicar is following us?
No, it does not smell like a Justicar following you. It does smell like
And
something.
yet-
Lupine?
No. But it smells other. Like,
Cool.
Hmm? What did you say?
Oh, I said Herschel.
no.
It doesn't smell like Herschel.
Shit,
Doesn't smell
Auden,
like
something
Herschel.
still doesn't smell right. Oh yeah, Herschel. Hi. Forgot you were there.
No,
Hey,
it doesn't smell
Herschel.
like Herschel. It doesn't smell like any of the normal things that you're used to smelling and god awful, but it smells other, different.
Shit.
Well, I can have a better nose. Do you mind keeping watch for me for a second?
Sure.
Are there anyone looking at us? Is there a place where I can hide?
Or how close to your house? You know, I mean, there are plenty of alleyways, side streets. Doesn't look like anybody's paying attention to you.
Yeah, I'd probably sneak into an alleyway, hide, and transform into a wolf.
Roll me a d3.
That's a 3.
There's a large dumpster that smells of last night's Chinese that you can hide behind.
Good.
So you have a wolf.
And now I'm a wolf. And I'm gonna smell her again. Try
Okay,
to
so you,
follow the smell.
okay, so you're gonna smell, and then you're gonna try to smell. Roll me perception alertness. You get to lower it, right? For the wolf's senses.
I don't know how wolf. I don't have the book on my laptop, so
Yeah, hold on. Let me check.
I mean we can do it
Yeah,
that
you
way.
can
if
lower.
want to.
We'll lower it. Yeah, I don't have it all the way in front of me right now, but we can lower it by 1. That makes sense to me. You know what you are intentionally looking for something.
All right. So that would be a 5.
Mm-hmm.
That would be 3 successes.
Three successes.
Yeah.
With 3 successes, you can now smell it. It smells like a bodily fluid of an other. You wouldn't say it was blood or vitae. You know, it doesn't have that coppery iron scent to it. It's some sort of fluid that comes out of a body that's different. Changed. It smells
Does it remind me of the professor?
a little bit.
Hmm. I'll nudge Auden to walk with me.
I will look down at this wolf. I will immediately boop his snoot and follow the wolf.
Have you ever seen a canine eye roll?
We're about to.
Because that's what happens.
I I'm okay with all of this, and I love it.
Hey, you're the one walking around as a giant wolf in the middle of the city.
It looks from afar. It looks like a big ass dog, like a Newfoundland or something.
Yeah, it looks like I'm walking my big dog without a leash, so I'm already in trouble, but
Yes.
100%, I'm gonna boot that snoot.
You you start to follow this scent, and it leads. You realize that it gets stronger the closer you get to your brownstone, and it seems to linger outside. Like somebody attempted to hide under your walk up steps, the front steps, the stoop, under the stoop, and was there for a period of time and then left. The scent circles around for a little bit. You can kind of trace it a little bit stronger in some places or others, a little bit across the street, and then you don't get it going away. Or you do, but you go for like maybe a block or two in the beyond your apartment and it stops. Like it had gotten faded, or almost like somebody had gotten in a car.
Bark.
Yes. Howl at the moon, Sid. There anything Auden would notice besides the fact that there's a giant wolf running around with her?
You can roll me perception alertness. It'll be a DC 7.
Yeah, she's not very good at this, so this is gonna be fun. Oh, actually, maybe not all terrible so far. 2 successes and 1 10. So just 2 successes. Maybe she's a little more observant than I thought.
You kind of look at where Sid is running in circles or tracing pathways, and you see like a small slip of paper, just like a corner of one, at the bottom of your stoop. There doesn't seem, right there.
I'm gonna pick up the paper at least. Excuse me. Does the paper say anything, or is it just kind of there?
It just has your address on it.
Well, somebody's been here that shouldn't be.
Woof.
Yes, you are a good boy, Sid. Auden wants to laugh about it, but
Grrr.
she can't. She can't. Everything is. We need to get you inside because
Give him a doggy treat.
something's wrong. We have our dog. Which did we name our dog?
Bark.
We're naming our dog Bark, apparently. But we should.
That
we should
seems
go inside.
mean to name the dog. I'm just saying.
Look, Alyssa, do not want to give the dog that name. Auden probably would just call it Dog and tell it what a good dog he is and love the dog, but not as well as Alyssa would.
You make your way back inside. Sid, are you staying a wolf when you get inside?
No, I change back like the moment I come in.
There is Quentin, no, excuse me, not Quentin. Herschel is waiting for you inside the house.
Herschel, you're upstairs? Willingly?
Yeah. Well, yeah, kind of, I suppose. So I talked to the professor for a while, and then he went insane and started flickering the power.
Oh.
Did you
Weird.
piss a ghost off?
Well, I didn't mean to. Well, no. He wanted the device back, and I was like, how do I give it to you? And he was like, I just want it back. And I was like, I can't, like, you're a ghost. And he's like, I want it back. And then he went, "Rawr," and then disappeared into the wiring.
He disappeared into...
He wants what back? The thing that
This
was in his
thing.
brain?
Yeah.
Alright, but
Do we have to get him a body or something?
do you mind plugging it in your computer, and at worst we'll use the... For fuck's sake.
I mind a little bit.
Hmm.
The last one blew up. I'm.
Auden, you have a computer.
Yeah, but I use that for work.
You don't work.
I do work, in fact.
Instagram is not a job.
Instagram is totally a job.
Wait,
No, it's not.
I have
I have made $100,000 in the last 2 months. What have you done, Herschel? Blown up a computer? Got yourself into a bonded situation with a terrible woman, I might add.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, when you put
I
it
mean-
that way, you really are the successful one.
I am the successful one. You're right. Don't you all forget it.
I'm supposed to be getting paid by somebody here. I haven't gotten a check in years.
And that's why I make my own way. I don't rely on Daddy's paychecks. She just kind of flips her hair.
Roll my eyes.
Look, as she holds up the slip paper, she's like, we're being watched again.
What's that?
Whatever it is,
I snatch it.
that's just our address, Sid. We're being watched again. You have a ghost in the wires. Plug the thing in. It's not like you're not getting another computer.
It takes so much time to set up. All right, Deirdre, I'll plug in the thing. Begrudgingly,
Just burn a point of will to get, like, at least one success.
I know, right? Like, just, you've got willpower to burn, use it.
Okay, Quentin, you do know that willpower comes back, right?
How do you get it back? I haven't seen anybody get it back.
Usually it comes back the next night.
What? All right, I'll burn a point of willpower.
Because don't you have like 10 willpower or some nonsense like that?
Oh yeah, I'm maxed out on willpower.
Then you could waste a couple.
Yeah, I'll waste one.
So you burn one for an automatic success, and then you can roll me intelligence computers, this time DC 6.
Okay.
Because, not Apple. 5
5
successes.
Yes. Plus the freebie for the willpower, right?
So 6 successes. This
See?
time you plug it into a computer and you realize almost immediately that plugging it into an Apple product was part of the problem. It, is original DOS coding, so it didn't like the Apple. Two things were incompatible. And you realize it's data. So much data. Data on internal body temperature, on respiration structure, on everything about the professor's body, from just about based on the dates and timestamps that are there, 3 days after he last remembered, to the moment that Sid ripped it out of his spinal column. And you see at the bottom, as you can track, as it begins, you see the period when he was in the tunnels and in those rooms under the tunnels, and it becomes very repetitive. It's the same thing over and over and over again, almost like the body was just in stasis. Whether he knew it or not, he was just not responsive. It was just operating on like power save mode, almost, if you want to talk about it like a computer. Then you see the uptick in after you bring him back to the brownstone. And then you see what happens immediately after Sid feeds him blood. The body goes into hyperdrive. You see that everything begins to go off. And it basically, like, it supercharges. And then you see what basically is a short. And then the data on what the professor turned into becomes so abnormal. It's not even to be considered. Of course, there was no heartbeat by this point because, dead. But you had the brain, the measurement of electronic waves going through the brain were astronomical. And you see that there was trying to do computations at a level that was just inhuman.
How many days was this recording in him?
4 months. A big chunk of that is, basically the point when he was captured, so it was in stasis.
Does it have any locational data?
You can find some metadata for where the tunnels were, and you find another GPS location.
What's the other GPS location?
So if you search it, I'm going to use those 6 successes because why? If you search the GPS location, it comes back to the ICU at Bellevue. Well, the GPS itself is Bellevue.
Mm-hmm. So there's a lot to unpack here. So this guy had this implanted in him for 4 months. Let's see. When you fed him blood, it kicked him into overdrive. So it overclocked his brain and shorted out, kinda. There isn't. It'll probably take me some time to look through all of it. There's a lot going on here. It looks. There's only a couple locations that are coming out so far. The tunnels and the ICU place you guys went for the accountants or whatever they were.
No, that's where they were turning people, probably, given what we saw.
But who was turning people? Does the vampire clan own that?
Not to my knowledge. We have to ask permission from the prince before we turn anyone.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks like he was living with this inside him for quite a while, so there could be lots more out there.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think those accountants were getting the same treatment. It's just that they died. Real bad.
What happened to their bodies?
They died on the hospital bed.
I don't think they came back, though.
Do we think that they have one of these inside of them as well?
They probably all have. It might be part of the procedure.
Do you have a shovel, Sid?
Yeah, why?
I mean, we could go dig them up and try to get the data off their devices too.
Are you suggesting we desecrate a couple corpses?
I mean, they're just humans-ish.
Sort
Granted, if we go...
I desecrate my corpse every day.
We got some information off of them before they died, though, right?
A little. Not enough.
Not anything to figure out who was doing this. Just that they weren't the only ones, really.
If we go to where they're buried at, I might be able to find their ghosts if they're around. Although, if we go to a graveyard, it might just be a sensory overload of ghosts.
That might be a problem.
Wait. Well, it might be what we have to do. But I think you need to talk to Alexander first, regardless, Sid.
Well, I mean, that's even if we want to like keep pursuing this.
We're gonna have to. I feel like it's tied to getting the Justicar off our back.
That too.
I thought we were just gonna kill that person. Vampire,
I mean, it's
whatever
still
they
up on
were.
the table. But, no, my first thing to do, and Auden knows about it, is to find Eckard.
Yeah. You
Just-
have to find
Has
Eckard's
anyone
Stein.
ever been able to pay off a Justicar with information?
That could work.
Regardless, Eckhart Stein's first top priority. Well, first step's talking to Alexander said. He needs to see the box.
Yeah. I'll go see him.
Well,
And
you didn't
on
put-
that, we're going to end it for tonight.
Of course.
We having fun again?
Oh yeah.
Glad we're all back to it.
Yes, we're back. We're back.
We had a little bit of a break, but we are having so much fun, and I'm so glad we get to do this. But we all okay?
Oh yeah. We're
Mhm,
feeling good.
Except for Pope. Pope's
I
yelling
think
in
we
chat.
broke Pope. Pope, we love you. We're sorry we broke you.
Pope, I love you. Thank you for yelling for me when they make these decisions, and I can't.
Eh,
The prince said we could kill him. It's fine.
Yeah.
The prince didn't say that. The prince said get rid of him, and then said whatever you choose to do isn't my problem.
Which I guess in our coteries terms is we can kill him.
Yeah, that basically says we can do whatever we want.
That's not great, but it's true.
it's yeah, you have to be very careful about like what you allow Sid to do and not do.
Yep, it'll be very interesting. It'll be
Yeah.
very interesting when we get back. But we'll have to figure out what happens next time. I can't wait for the, platonic life partners to deal with their ish.
Platonic.
You say platonic, but we've never done anything together except like suck each other off once.
No, to maintain a level one. To maintain a level 1 blood bond, you'd have to renew it periodically.
Once a year.
Once a year, like on their anniversary, just one night of passion.
It's a
Yeah,
birth-
man.
birthday drink.
I have no idea, and I can't wait to see what happens. I can't wait. I'm
Is
looking
it
forward
next
to it.
Saturday yet?
Nope, not
I
yet.
know, right?
In a week,
Scott, come
people.
back.
We're gonna have a very packed week this week, or at least I will. First of all, thank you everyone for coming. Thank you for hanging out in chat. Thank you for the follows. Thank you for all of you watching on YouTube. It's always greatly appreciated to know that we have fans on other platform. Thank you to those of you who subscribed or resubscribed during the show. I am Simon at Wandering DM. It was a pleasure to play Vampire today with all of you wonderful players. You can find me on Monday on the Onyx Path official channel playing James Flynn, the college TA who is still full of secrets, apparently, as we explore Seattle by streetlight and are deeply afraid of geese. On Tuesday, you can find us playing Dark Matter here on Wandering DM. Then Thursday, we are beginning a game of Masks, a short couple of weeks campaign, DM by Lily. You'll have the official announcement and everything on Twitter this week. Then on Friday, we are back for some Cyberpunk, and then next Saturday is the continuation of our Vampire Nightfall Chronicle. On that note, I want to thank all of our sponsors, Mage Hand Press, Found Familiar, Dice Envy. You can check them out with the link below. on the panels beneath the video. You can use code WanderingDM for 15% off with Mage Hand Press, 10% off for Found Familiar, and use the link for Dice Envy if you want to buy stuff. It's the affiliate link. On that note, let's go around the table. Tell us who you are, where we can find you, what you have going on in your lives. Let's start with Herschel.
Simon, Deirdre, Alyssa, thanks for having me. Thanks for running the game and doing all the cool stuff. I'm having a fantastic time, as I always do. Quentin in real life on Twitter and in chat, I am at Thragon. I don't say a whole lot, but I like and comment every now and then. So if you want me to like and comment, I generally follow back whoever follows me, as long as you're like a cool like D&D person. So yes. And then you can find me here on Saturdays playing this sweet vampire game. And I'll pass it to
Alyssa, yeah.
Yep. Hi, everybody. Yep. I'm only here on Saturdays, 1 day a week for now. Find me in chat. Wow, I am blanking on words. I used up all my brain power today. In chat or on Twitter at Xander Slamilton, the now retired roller girl, RIP. It happens, but I'm here on Saturdays and probably lurking for Cyberpunk. It's been a lot of fun to watch. I also did use the Dice NB link and I got the wood dice that I wanted. So
cool.
I've got a wood D20 coming my way. It's going to be a big old chonker. I'm really excited.
Nice.
Definitely post it on Twitter.
Yeah.
Oh, I will.
On all the socials. And Deirdre.
Hey y'all, you know me. I'm at Deirdre Donlin on Twitter or PracticalMethodsMaphoria as you see me hanging out in the Twitch chat, and I love everything about this. I'm also going to be here a lot this week, so come see me here this week on Tuesday as my poor child Kebachet tries to arrange a royal wedding for the pilot because we need to put him on the throne and get his army. What you do, noble life, hashtag. But Wednesday, I'm over on Tales from the Grim, and I get to premiere the first, it will be the premiere of The Witcher, Family of Wraiths. It will be a very, very good game. If you haven't seen the opening for it yet, go look up Grimjack's Twitter. It is gorgeous. The art is gorgeous. I'm not going to say anything other than, oh, this is going to be fun. And possibly deadly, but fun. So, other than that, come see me here because I hang out here a lot. I like hanging out here with my friends. Come hang out with us. We have fun.
And on that note, we will get going. I think we can raid off the table. They're doing their Authorton right now. A 15-hour-long stream to get funding for the channel, since they're like a non-profit, if you will, and sometimes they need money for art and intros and all that. So they're doing a whole bunch of games today. They're playing Dread, they're playing For the Queen, they're playing D&D, and a bunch of other games. So let's go and raid them, and we will see you in a week for Vampire. Ciao, everyone.